Dave Murray's with us, one of the many people behind Tecmo Bowl's rebirth.
NES came out in 89, excuse me. And it was really the first game to have NFL players on it. And then the subsequent release after that, Tecmo Super Bowl, that came out in 1991. And that was the first game ever to have NFL licensing with the teams and NFLPA licensing with the players. You could play through a season, it saved stats. It was kind of a game way before its time. It was the Madden way before Madden. So
the game,
5 years. I mean, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, so the game takes off. It was incredibly popular. I remember the Tecmo Bowl craze that was out there, and it was like this cool type of game. And then as games began to advance, and then the NFL and the NFLPA saw, hey, we can make some money, it began to kind of change. But a Tecmo Bowl, in a way, is still alive today. How has the game survived, and in what form will we see it today?
That's a great question. So various forms. There's kind of a grassroots thing that's still out there. There's tons of tournaments that throughout the country, and there's like 10 major events, if you will. The biggest one that I help run in Madison, Wisconsin, Tecmo Madison, has 300 players from throughout the country that come and play. A number of countries are represented. NFL Films did a documentary on it. It was great, and you'll see it in that form. The old school cartridge that you still blow in, you put into your Nintendo, and it's still massively competitive, and people still get into that. But additionally, with the modern era of the internet, we now have made applications that where you can edit the old original Nintendo games. So that has been dumped to a computer, and then you can edit the source code. And so it's now been expanded to have all 32 teams. There's a release that comes out every year that's free to download that has up-to-date rosters and all those kind of things. And you'll see segments on Yahoo and ESPN and all those things still to this day. And it's quite great.
Tecmobowl.org is where you can get information. What has amazed you as you guys have worked to update this? What has surprised you about the reaction? And I'm curious, there's many people like me that go, wait a minute, Tecmo Bowl, and then you learn that there are people like you and hundreds and thousands that are out there playing this. What has surprised you as you update almost every year and see the reaction and people that say, I haven't played that game in years and then want to play it again?
Overall, I think being reminded each year of how popular this game was. Each year it's roughly downloaded 75,000 times. And each year it's just like a whole new wave of new blood of somebody like me and you that's like, holy cow, I remember this game, I love this game. And it's just kind of reliving that experience each and every time. Kind of same thing with the tournaments. Like there's a pretty significant player turnover as far as by and large, and each time it's like they loved it like as much as we did. And so just the audience just keeps growing and growing and growing as people just become more aware and aware. And I think this year is great. Bo Jackson did like his first ever really acknowledgement of Tecmo Bowl. He's got his commercials now on Sunday Night Football with Kia. It's just been another amazing turnover to where it's just the outreach to even more people has become greater and greater. And so the tournament attendance is at an all-time high. The World Championships in Madison, it's going to be massive this year.
Give me some
great thing,
Yeah, give me some background, because as I was reading and studying this, Chet and Josh Holzbauer were the guys that got Tecmo Madison going, and I guess now you've taken that torch. But give me their background and how that event became as big as it now is, where it's now the World Championship of Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah, sure. It started out real simple. Just two brothers at college, just loving life and love playing Tecmo with their roommates and those type of things. And they had their first tournament, and 16 people attended, and they had a good time. And, each year it just got bigger and bigger, and just stretched out a little bit more. And about 4 years ago, NFL Films just caught wave of this tournament that has 128 people from throughout the country going to Madison, Wisconsin, of all places, to compete in this game and competitively. And after that happened, it just kind of like just kaboom. There's been over 300 people year over year for the past 3 or 4 years. And it just keeps continuing, to get bigger and bigger. And I stepped in about 4 years ago as far as just, we have an online presence with a stream, mainly through Twitch TV, and now this year Facebook Live. So all in all, we've had like probably 100,000 viewers, over the years. And this year, with Facebook enabling us to do that, we'll probably double that number this year alone. And it's just become this behemoth of, we're all 30, 35, 40. We love Tecmo Bowl, like to have a beer with each other. And I just go hang out for 10 hours once a year. Have a big barbecue.
As I was reading about this, people are really good at this game. Some win many competitions. So if I asked you who is Burning Mort?
That's Francis Bunagle Mort. He is the center of like the Tecmo lore. He was the popular figure on the NFL Films documentary. Yeah, he plays more than everybody. He knows it more than everybody. So he just kind of created this celebrity of himself to where he's one of the better players, but he's just this polarizing figure that people love and want to take a picture with him. He's just a very kind soul, and he's great to be around. So there's a tournament made in Fargo, North Dakota, kind of Burning Mort. That's what it is, a planned burning man. It's out in the woods, just kind of celebrating the celebrity of Mort, just kind of this big satire. And we all went to Fargo, North Dakota, and camped out for a weekend and played Tecmo together. So that's what Burning Mort is, and a tribute to Mort Francis Bunagle.
So, as you mentioned when you were on, and Dave Murray's with us, one of the many people behind Tecmo Bowls Rebirth. So, there are probably guys like me, they're in, although I'm in my late 40s, about as late as you can get, but guys in their 40s and mid-40s, they say, wait a minute, Tecmo Bowl, how do I play it? So, someone right now that has no idea and is hearing this says, wait a minute, how do I access? How can someone go get the many versions that exist right now?
The easiest way is to go to tecmobowl.org. It's a big forum that we've set up that has all the files and everything you need there. You can just download it to your computer. And a couple clicks of a button, you're playing a 2017 version of Tecmo Bowl.
Is it true? I read that this is the most hacked game that people think ever. No one's hacked this game more.
Yeah, that's probably true. As far as year over year, it's been 12 or 13 years probably we've been doing this. So, other games have been hacked and, whatever, but the continuity, this is by far the most done. Does the NFL or NFLPA ever give you guys any issues? No, not really issues. They kind of, approve in a backward sense in the fact that, we've been featured on, NFL Films and NFL.com and all these things throughout the years. They've never said, hey, don't do this. It's kind of more of a, hey, let's do this together, So it's, we operate in the gray area, and we say thank you for that.
Please make me believe that my faith is right on this. Is the older generation still the best at this game, or are the young 13, 14, 15-year-old video gamers, have they mastered this game that they're making us old guys seem like an aging running back with nothing left?
Absolutely not.
Good.
We are the Bo Jacksons of Tecmo Bowl still. We dominate for sure.
Again, the website, tecmobowl.org. If you ever played the game, go to the site. You can see, you can download it, as Dave said, and play the game. And in essence, World Championship of Tecmo Bowl is coming to Tecmo Madison in April, correct? And how many total players do you think?
This year, it'll probably be right around 300. Yes, wow. April 8th. You can come join us, tecmomadison.com, and sign up for the mailing list there, and we'll get you hooked up.
Dave, thanks for keeping this great game alive, and I'll follow and look forward to seeing about the championship. Maybe talk again down the line. Thank you.
That'd be awesome. Thanks so much. Thanks for having me.
Tecmobowl.org. Scott, you probably understand more of the terminology on that page, but I did, and I've been going back and forth with Dave for almost a month now trying to arrange this. He was traveling, and I have a version on my computer, and it's incredible. I mean, compared to video games today, you're like, what am I playing here? But if you played that game years ago, you're going, wait a minute, this is Tecmo Bowl. And after a few games, you figured it out. Okay, I can do this. It's pretty neat. You probably look at it and go, who plays this?
You
play Madden.
It's like crappy graphics.
It is.
You don't really know.
Oh, that's the beauty of it.
You can't tell who anyone is.
It's the beauty of it.
Everything just looks the same. Hey, I'm just waiting for esports 2017 Tecmo Bowl.